Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a after the pen and flip through for my March 2021 A5 half year Stalogy for work. And if that is of interest to you, please stay tuned. All right, so it's currently April 2nd, Friday, April 2nd, Good Friday. I'm off today. I did take off yesterday. And I've just been a bit of lazy bones. Well, that's not true. I've been doing things, just all like coloring or journaling or just fun things. So that's not lazy. It's just productive in a different way. But I did want to show you this. I have not set up April yet. I didn't go back to work until the 6th of April. And so I already know what I'll be doing in the weeklies. I'm not sure the direction of the decorations yet, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. This is my intro page into March. I like doing a spread like this where there's a quote and some decorative element like that. And so it does make it just interesting for me to come into this. Like I mentioned in the last video, I did update that because originally it said I need some serious strong coffee and like $50,000. This month, just like the end of March, was very spendy for me. I'm not mad, it was. So this is where I do my monthly overview. In fact, I need to update that. And this monthly calendar I only use as at a glance to see when I was in the office and when I was working from home, and then to mark out any holidays or vacation days. This day I did switch to working from home, and that's fine. It's just easy enough like that. I do track this information on a weekly basis as well. For that, I just like seeing if there's meetings corresponding to. But for this one, I just like seeing it all at a glance. I generally don't write it in though, even though we do get a monthly calendar of what our office and working from home schedule is like, just in case there are things like that. But that was a very last minute, the afternoon of the 24th, I asked if I could just work from home. It was a day full of meetings, and so it made sense. Well, I mean, why go into town if I'm just going to be in a Zoom meeting for pretty much my 8-hour shift? I did not do any Italki videos, and I want to. I believe it was Miss Ashley had asked how you clean it, and I've been wanting to film that, but with the working in the office schedule, it's difficult for me if, one, they have something interesting in the cafeteria. Not gonna lie, it just makes it easy. But also, if I have to cover the counter or if I have a meeting right after lunch, then I have to really be on the spot with the timing. And then, yeah, it was just difficult for me to kind of juggle that in. But it is something that I do want to do just because I think it's interesting. And I like my Italki. It's just, yeah, if there's something interesting in the cafeteria, I'm going to try that. Anyway, I'm going to cover that space up with this sticker right here. This was something I had picked from Amazon. If I can find it, I'll link it below. But this is actually at least a couple of years old, so I wouldn't even know what it's called. All right, and that's that sticker sheet done. This I don't feel the need to put on here. Well, I mean, why not? And it's strange, the majority of the stickers were cut, but these two were not. They were just printed on the page without any cut lines. And quite a few of these Chinese or Korean-based stickers have that. They'll have lots of elements on the page, but like that, it's not cut. So if you want to use it, and I will, then you have to just make a point of cutting around it yourself. So that's probably going to be like I did here, where it's the end of the sticker sheet, and now I'm going to sort of fussy cut in a very lazy fashion those stickers out. I did start working on some lists for the month that we're actually in, April 2021. And yes, I did begin the prep for that. You've seen these here, and so like I like to do, I need a space for completed tasks. I do thoughts in and out of the week. I do have a weekly calendar here just so that I can see the days that I'm in the office and at home, and then I also mark any important things I need to remember that isn't task driven. Usually it's either meetings or just special things. And then I also have a list of, okay, these are the things you need to remember going into the next week. And I think we covered the second week as well, and then the third week. And I think that's the final one that I've shown you guys. And so for this fourth week, this was the setup. I can't remember if I showed you this or if this is new for you guys. Yeah, it was like 10 days ago. I can't even remember what I had for lunch yesterday. But this was the setup, and the quote of the week was, "I've not lost my mind. Half of it just wandered off, and the other half went looking for it." And I love the little girl stickers. These actually 2 different styles. They don't necessarily fit with that, but that's okay. They make me happy. And a lot of these things on the page are just to make me interested and make me motivated to come back in here, because all I need is that. Nothing else is actually necessary. I can look on my phone on my calendar. I can look in the office on my calendar. I can look online for quotes and pretty things. But because I love coming into this thing, it just makes it so that this is as accurate as I can do. Because if I just rely on my memory, I'll remember some of the things that I did, but I won't remember everything. Every time I finish a task, I come in here, I make a little box, I check it off, and I'm like, that is so beautiful. I know. Small wins, right? And then for the final week, and I did include this in this. It is part of March, obviously, but it actually lined up perfectly because I was only going to be working the first 3 days of the week, and then the next 2 days I would be off. So yay. When I start in April, I'll start the 5th through the whatever the first week is in April, and it lines up perfectly. Had I worked the last 2 days or the first 2 days of April in this week, it sounds really complicated. Had I worked the entire week, it would have been in this week. I wouldn't have separated it out. Yeah, I don't know what that was, guys, but I'm sorry. And the quote for this week was, "The only thing better than a 3-day long weekend is a 3-day work week." Now, I didn't even make that up. I found that online. Last weekend was a 3-day weekend because Friday was a holiday, and this was perfection. I only worked 3 days, although it was a rough 3 days, and it wasn't because I was overworked or there was any incidents. It was just, I wanted to be on vacation already, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything but a staycation, and not even a fun one like in a hotel. I'm just at home coloring my coloring books, playing in my journals, playing with my stuff, and just Stardew-Valling it up. And it's been fun. It's been fun so far. And so that is my after the pen. I did mess this up. So when I started, I didn't want to actually write March. I just wanted to write the week. And then if I wanted to get this space nicely, I should have worked over there more. And then when I got to April, I'm like, wait, how are you doing your ends now? And now it looks like April. And you know what? Whatever. I'm on vacation. Who cares? But I mean, I could have covered that up. I thought stuff like that just it's funny to me because I'm really concentrating on my letters and not my spacing. My upstrokes, my downstrokes are horrible. The spelling, I mean, it is April, but it's not. I mean, it is, but it's not. It's just, yeah. Yeah. I did use that sticker sheet. Let me get it. And I have been holding on to this thing since last weekend so that I could show you, yes, I used the entire sticker sheet. Now, it still has this backing here, and I mean, no, this is done. We're not going to use any more of this. And like I mentioned, I think this would be great for cards. It definitely would be great for a scrapbook, memory keeper type thing. In here, it's just a little thick. So I don't know that I'll ever use these really thick ones again. Although with the memory that I have, I might forget that until I'm knee deep into it. And then I'm just going to finish it and deal. But yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think. For the next month, like I said, I know what I want to do by way of the weekly setup. I'm just not sure on the decorative element. It might actually be really simple. This thing is quite heavy. And so I only have 2 more months in it, but I may really need to rethink how I'm going to do the next academic year, because eventually I will be back to taking the bus and I will want to pare down as much as I can by way of heaviness, because yeah, that's just not stuff I want to be lugging around. And I love this thing, but I may have to rethink either doing the 2-page spreads or doing this much decoration, because it doesn't make it that thick. I mean, I've seen a lot more that are just super like alligator mouth like that, but it does make it heavier. I don't have a lot of extra things in here. There's nothing in that big pocket. I love my Moterm cover, and it still looks really pristine. I just wanted something to protect this in transit. But in worst case, because it is covered by a Midori cover, I might just take this. I don't know how much weight this adds to. Again, until I have to take the bus, then I'll just leave it in here and deal with the heaviness. But it is quite hefty. Anyway, guys, that's it for me for now. Hope you have or had a great Easter. And as always, aloha.